7:40 at night. And I'm just picking up the camera for the first time. But it's okay because I found what the overarching theme of my day is, and I wouldn't have known till a little while ago. The theme is rude people being rude. So I'm going to tell you about the rude people I've encountered today, which actually ties together all of the events of my day. So, first thing that happened is I went to Storytime. I took the boys because Steve stayed home so he could be here with the dog and our daughter while I took the boys to Storytime. I'd been worried we were late, and turns out we got there 15 minutes early, which, I mean, is ultimately good, but still, I could have not been frustrated that we were late the whole time on our way there. And thankfully, I wasn't, like, super frustrated. Certainly not as frustrated as I get sometimes. There is one parent, actually both of the parents do it, but one child and her parents, who is always late, and frequently a disruption / behavior issue, whatever, and the parents don't do a whole lot to deal with it. Rude people being rude. They don't, like, when your kids are a problem, I am all for bringing your kids, even if you think they might be a problem. I don't want people to not bring their kids because they think it might be a disruption, but you need to be on top of it, parents. You need to, like, sit on the floor with them. You need to encourage them to listen. You need to discuss with them things that are inappropriate, like being in other people's space, taking the comfort items out of other children's hands, things of that nature. So my son brought the little frog. He put it in his pocket, he'd been playing with it in the car, and he puts it back in his pocket, and he takes it in Storytime, which I usually don't let them bring toys, but I kind of honestly forgot it was in his pocket. But anyways, he pulls it out, and he's quietly just holding it. He's not even being a disruption. I think it's helping him pay better attention to the story. So he is just holding this frog. Girl comes over and just grabs it out of his hand, and the look on his face was priceless. It was like, seriously? Did you just touch my frog? And I was just waiting for him to, like, cry or scream or, you know, be really upset like he would have if, like, his sibling took it. Nothing. He just gave her that look, like, really? And the girl keeps going, what's that? What's that? And he just looks at her and goes, it's a frog. Which was great, because, I mean, he's not even 3 yet, so it was just adorable to hear. And she's kind of playing with it, and then he just reaches over when she looks away, and he just takes it back. It was awesome. He handled it much better than I would have with either a child or an adult. So that was good. Then we came home, and the people were here working on the house, and there's like the head, like, builder guy, I guess, and then his worker person, who is like his assistant and stuff, and then his ex-wife, who is like a scheduler, random assistant helper, annoying the heck out of me person, because she's just, like, around, and she clearly is bored and, like, wants entertainment. And so I'll flip you around. So on that side of the room, I think I showed you the other day, that is where I put all my craft show stuff, all in nice little stacks with, you know, things as I have them set up. So she's standing there, and the guy's telling us that they're about to go to lunch, and as he's having this business conversation with us, she starts picking things up out of my boxes. Picking up my crochet dolls, looking at them, and then, like, digging deeper. She didn't just pick up the top 2 items, she starts picking up more things. I was sitting at the computer, and I looked at her, and I just, in the middle of the guy talking, I said, is there a reason you're going through my boxes? She's like, oh, well, I was just looking. I said, okay, well, I don't really like people touching my stuff. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was just looking. And then they kind of left quickly after that. And I mean, did she put the things back? Did she put them back the way they'd been in the box? Did she put them back nicely? No, she just threw everything in a heap on the top. And, oh, and the builder guy, I think it's her ex-husband is what she said. Anyways, he was like, oh, well, she crochets too. It's like, so, I know a lot of people who crochet. They don't touch my stuff. I'm sure any of you that crochet would not just walk into my house and rifle through my things, though if any of you came, you'd be my guests, not people I was employing to do work, not touch my stuff. Oh, that was a rude person number 2. Oh, and she made me extra mad because they get back from lunch, which they took an incredibly long lunch. And she came in and she's like, oh, Kendra, I just wanted to apologize. I didn't mean to make you upset. She's like, no one's ever talked to me like that before. I was like, well, I said, usually people who are not guests in my home don't go through my things. It's rude to go through people's stuff. And she's like, oh, well, no one's ever talked, I didn't want to piss you off, but no one's ever talked to me like that. It's like, you mean no one's ever called you out on rifling through their things? And then the third rude person was actually a whole group of people. I took my older son, who's 4, to soccer camp for night number 2. And, hey, we were early to that too. I've been early / on time, whether I knew it or not, all day. So then the kids are all doing their thing and playing, and some additional adults show up. One of the women had a walker. That was cool. She was with like a younger girl. They had shared whatever. So the lady with the walker is trying to get across the grass, which is obviously difficult. And they're trying to meet like family members that are over by the second soccer field. Family members see them and they're like, oh, we should move over there so that grandma doesn't have to walk. Good plan. And they're like, oh, we'll come right there. And the lady with the walker goes, oh, well, I don't want to get in anybody's way. And they're like, oh, you're not in anybody's way. She's like, well, there's the lady right behind me. And she pointed at me. And I said, no, you're fine. Because where she was standing, she would have been fine. They bring her a chair, which they then sit like as in front of me as they can get it. So she sits down. And then like 3 more people come over. So they have now made like a blockade between me and seeing all the kids on the field and seeing my son practicing. So I scooch over about a foot. Then they move their whole little party even further over. So they are now in my way again. So I have to move again. And in this process, their little kid that was running around theoretically attended, but not being told not to do things that were annoying, came over and like grabbed my ball of yarn out of my bag, because that's so appropriate. And then he was also running around with the grandma's walker, and he almost ran into me with it. And like, the adults are just standing there talking, just ignoring what's going on. They weren't even, it'd be one thing if I felt like they were watching the kid playing soccer, and thus they were not paying attention to the other kid. No, they weren't paying attention to that either. So, needless to say, rude people have me fired up tonight. Poor behavior has consequences, people. That is why, if you don't want consequences, don't act poorly. It's not difficult, but clearly not enough people are teaching this to their children. Or to their adults, for that matter. If you know an adult who needs a lesson in the fact that you should be a decent person and not be rude, then teach them that lesson. Because there are just an annoying number of people who have no manners around. Anyways, I think that is it for the day. I am going to go and serve pizza bread for dinner because Steve and my daughter just pulled up from her soccer practice. And then me and the kids will move through our evening routine, bath times, and I'll upload, and everyone will go to bed, and I'll probably go to bed at a decent hour tonight. And tomorrow we will get up and do some of it all again. Tomorrow is less busy, but yes, there is another day of soccer clinic tomorrow, but other than that, not big plans. So, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Nighty-night! Bye!